In Parenting Made Harder News, submitted by Chef of Jomalia.
That's my country, Jomalia. You're welcome to go if you want.
You have this whole like other Earth invented in your brain.
He really does.
He's Elon Musk.
Wow.
It's in the shape of a octagon. It's a little planet.
If Elon Musk was like a little bit stupid
Smarter?
and
More creative.
Asian with a little bit of Down syndrome, maybe he'll be me. That'll be me.
Nice. I believe that. A new study outlines how a crappy job can ruin your parenting style.
Parenting style?
So, did you find that?
I kind of did agree with this. Yeah. Because so what they're saying is that there's this new study published in the American Psychological Association.
What do they know?
Where they're saying that
It's a pretty big journal.
No, I totally believe that because my dad worked in a factory his whole life, and my dad was like the
Was he trying to work on you?
mean, just yelling, angry all the time, dad, ever until we grew up, and then now he's like chill.
What kind of factory? And what did you do?
He was a machinist, so he worked at an auto like a car factory. So it was like the worst because I worked in a factory for a summer,
Yeah.
and it's the worst job. It's like hell every single day, and I worked from like 11 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Oh, you work night shift?
I work night shift, and it's only Indians and Chinese. Like
At night?
Yeah, it was like Indian Chinese people.
Is it like, Eminem's job in 8 Mile where he's just like carrying like all the metal?
It's exactly that. It's exactly that, and it's like it's only immigrants working, and then all the supervisors are all white, and they hate like immigrants. They're just like always threatening to take the jobs away. They're just so all the supervisors were so racist, like blatantly racist, and you couldn't really say anything because you lose your job because they'd be like, well then go fuck yourself. Like somebody else could work for your job and be equally as happy. Either take my shit or whatever. And I was like, where am I? Like, what is this world?
Wow.
And like I got to appreciate my parents way more because both my parents worked.
Put up some shit.
And I was like, oh, this is why they're always like just sad and angry because they have to work.
Just taking what age did you realize this?
17.
Oh.
17, and
You got the job there?
That summer,
Yeah.
I worked, and I only had like 4 other friends because we all worked in the factory then, and we all had parents that worked in the same factory.
I had the opposite experience. My mom would be like, I work my fucking ass off for you. And then my mom would take me to work, and I'm like, so you just sit in this air-conditioned office for 9 hours? I'm like,
While she bosses around all the white people there.
It's depressing. No, this job is depressing, man. Like it's like.
damn.
And I had like an easy job. All I did was like stamp parts on their brake parts, but the supervisor did not give a shit. Like, they don't give you any safety equipment. I had to work with like harsh chemicals to wipe off things, and he didn't care. He's like, just wipe it. And then another like a day later, another like, we call them aunties, like an older Indian woman. She came. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Wiping it." She's like, "You don't have gloves, the fume mask, the eyewear." I'm like, "No." She's like, "The supervisor didn't give it to you." I'm like, "No."
She's like, look at your face, it melted off. Like, you look at the reflection, oh shit!
Red and like pussing, and I was like, "I don't know.
damn.
Nobody taught me this." And she was like, "What?
Did you not notice your 6th finger growing?
And she asked the supervisor, like, "You didn't tell him?" He's like, he should have figured it out." And I was like, "Where am I? Like, what the fuck? Where am I?" So it was the wildest experience.
Go lay down in the trash compactor. Okay. Like, oh god.
damn. Yeah, so this study here though, so they had 146 working mothers surveyed along with their spouses, and they were asked about their experiences with rude coworkers or bosses. And then they were asked about how their styles and effectiveness as parents like affected the kids and stuff. So they were saying that what they found is women who experience incivility at work, which is like rude, disrespectful, impolite, or just things that violate workplace norms, those women were more likely to be way more strict with their kids and like just way less patient, and then that would have negative effects on their kids.
I always say like the things have a domino effect. Like whatever energy you give out.
It's a ripple effect.
Yeah, I mean, people say, "Oh, keep work and home separate." It's like we're human beings, not fucking robots. It's hard.
Yeah, we can't like. It rubs off on you.
Yeah.
Like everything does.
Whatever happens at school or the workplace will come home, and whatever happens at home will come to the workplace. Like, it's so fucking stupid to expect not to happen. I mean, people will try to keep it contained and stay professional, but I think it's fucking hard.
That's true.
Yeah, and then they're saying that this style of parenting has been associated with a variety of negative child outcomes, including associating obedience and success with love, aggressive behavior outside of the home, being fearful or overly shy around others, lower levels of self-esteem.
Why does it sound like
All me as a kid, by the way.
Why does it sound like all Asian kids?
Me as a kid, yeah.
Suffering
Yeah.
from depression and anxiety and struggling with self-control.
What the fuck?
This is probably all of us, yeah, as kids, yeah.
It's like maybe it's not really like a Asian or white thing, but this sounds like a low income like peers thing, like everyone that I grew up around.
It sounds like if you had a shitty job and you had shitty coworkers, you took
Yeah.
that home and then you took it out on the kids.
But you know why I think it's more Asian as well? Because like we brought our culture here, and then it's like you can be white and have a low income job, but it'd still be a little bit different than like having traditional strict values and then also having a shitty job, and then it's like double the.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, like, I think the white generation that do connect with us is the older, like, Great Depression style.
Yes.
Because
Or like Italians that came.
Yeah. I mean, everyone was an immigrant at one point, and just hearing their stories too, it sounds really similar. But I think it's more like we connect through class more than anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's a lot of upper class Asians that I've ran into that I have no like connection with, because it's just I don't get it.
They're like an alien.
Huh?
They're like an alien.
Yeah. And in their level of discipline and all that, it's pretty hardcore still, but it's nothing like what we went through.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, you know what? Yeah.
It's like me seeing Indian Americans.
You're like, you look like
You're
me.
so rich. You have 2 car doors, garages. You have a garage?
I thought you meant like 2 car doors. Like,
No, I'm like, you guys have a garage here?
Like, dang,
Garages exist.
You didn't have 2 car doors?
Poor are Indian people in Canada, dude. God damn.
We're better now, but I remember growing up pretty poor. But then we got better. Like at like 10, 11, we got a better house.
You know, I do agree.
From
with
1 to like 10, I was pretty poor.
My best friend was probably the poorest Indian that I knew, but his dad still worked at the post office, so he still had a government job, and it was still decent.
Yeah.
But I never
You
made
know what?
it.
Is my dad saved money from like our poor years, and then finally all that saved money, he bought a nice house. And then we got into a nicer neighborhood, and then life got a little bit better. But then before that, it was.
yeah, even if Indians are poor, like in California, they don't stay poor for very long.
You'll never see a homeless Indian person.
No.
Because regardless, they'll still work at
Right.
something.
But the stereotype here in California is like, you know, Indians stay upper middle class real quick. You know, they get the engineering jobs or the immigrant Indians that do come here, they come on those genius visas where they're, you know what I mean? Like, so they're already like top tier Indians that come in and they're like doing science work or whatever.
The minute I see an Indian in my class, I already know there's no way I'm gonna get the highest score. Okay, I'll aim for like maybe like 10th best or something. There's like 10 Indian kids in here.
What the?
That was Asian, like East Asians for us.
Really?
Oh, East Asians were the smartest. Like Indians were just average.
Props
I'm
to
seeing
each other.
Japanese, that fucking the homeless Japanese dude. I'm already disappointed in him.
What?
Is he Japanese? I don't know, but I know which one you're talking
Yeah, you
about,
know,
Mr.
I-
Guy in
Heroin.
the center thing in over there.
That little Tokyo area. I'm assuming he's Japanese, but I'm already mad disappointed in him. I was like, I've never seen a homeless Asian person nor a homeless Japanese person.
The guy that plays the music, right?
No. He's talking about.
Yeah, that guy.
Is he old or is he younger?
No, he's young. He's like, he could be in his 20s or early 30s. But
Is it the guy we saw in front of the udon place?
Yeah.
The guy that keeps walking in a circle?
Yeah, and he I don't know.
any
He's always got like a toe hanging out. But here's the thing though, like,
But was he born here? Was he like born?
yeah, he's born here. That's why, you know, American laziness. But yeah, my friend has a clothing shop out there, and then he said that he's offered him like shoes, new clothes, all that stuff, and he's like, my story won't be as convincing if I look good. So no thanks.
So then you're just sinking in your own misery at that point.
Like he just wants.
No, it's a scam. Like, I mean, like,
Right.
a lot of those guys, he says they make on a good day $200 to $400 a day.
Damn.
Just asking for money from tourists.
So what do they do with the money?
Drugs.
That's better than AdSense sometimes.
Not all of them though, you know what I mean?
Well.
Yeah.
Because drugs are expensive.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's-
America, I'm getting it more now.
It's a very unique area because we're right next to Skid Row, and Skid Row is just it's a completely different beast. It's not like homeless like in Sacramento, San Francisco, or anything else. LA's homeless in that specific area it has a lot to do with drugs. And that's not just like a stereotype or anything. That's just fact. Like
It's a crazy underworld over there.
people have died from like all these like new synthetic drugs that they're developing over there because they're so poor. They're like dying on the streets. It's pretty sad.
And there's more homeless here because of the weather as well, right?
Yep.
Like it's a
it's
more
just
habitable
SoCal,
place to
yeah.
live. Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, the study here talking about working mothers and being more strict on their kids. Yeah, I totally related to this too, especially being the kid of a stressed out mom and being a stressed out mom and doing that to my, like being strict with my kid. I'm like, oh shit, this is totally true.
She used to punch Isaac in the face all the time. It was terrible.
And now she just spanks him.
That's
I'm just
strict to
kidding.
you? Beating my child is being
Grabbed her
strict?
hand. I was like, you need to stop hitting him, okay? No, that didn't happen. She's too sweet.
I
She
feel
raises
like
her voice.
at times though, sometimes strict isn't so bad if you're in a bad neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
Because there's been like a study where in social psych, I'm not 100% sure how this went down, but it's kind of like if your parents are super strict in the ghetto, it's actually good for you because you're too exposed
right
to things.
here.
Yeah, like Jill's situation. But if your parents are too strict in like a upper middle class, it's actually worse for you because you're not getting access to after school program or like whatever. Like you're not being exposed to the world.
Shelter.
Yes. So then it's kind of like, yeah.
I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
Just Taika, because we're gonna be raised. Me and him, we're gonna be raised so completely differently.
I think you'll be fine.
You're gonna be like, you fucking privileged ass kid.
Probably.
I want him to be privileged. I want him to enjoy
Me
everything
too.
I didn't have.
But we only raised them the way we were raised, in the way that it made sense to us.
So you're gonna punch him in the stomach?
I was never punched in the stomach. But then at the same time, like we have a very liberal lifestyle way of thought. Like we're more into the arts. Like it's just so different.
Oh, that's great.
It's so different. So I
Raised
don't know.
my kid like a little good, closed-minded Christian.
I'm gonna do exactly what my parents did and be missing.